live streams caught up to me. Right, so last night I spent a considerable amount of time yanking the two drives. The boot drive, which you can see I wrote on it, it's got a bad boot sector. It would not boot. Well, it wouldn't. Anyway, what I mean is I was running it in my drive caddy. I plugged it into my drive caddy, which is this thing here, right, which can take SATA or IDE. So the first thing I did last night was to check it with an antivirus program. Now I booted into my Windows 7 on my main computer, which is that one, and I attempted to scan it for viruses. Several attempts of running the antivirus scan software in Windows 7, and I got a blue screen of death. Yes, I got a message on the screen saying to prevent damage to your computer, it has been shut down. That was the bad drive that caused that. So having seen that for myself, it obviously told me that whatever happened to my backup computer, it did damage the motherboard. For some reason, it wasn't able to do the blue screen of death and protect my hardware. Instead, the hardware was destroyed. The motherboard was destroyed. So, having done my analysis on it. Anyway, so what I did was I later ran a disk doctor check on it, and the disk doctor, well, it got stuck. Yeah. My live stream was 6 hours long, but for some reason I think my live stream only went to 3 hours and 20 minutes or something. So my live stream cut off before I did all the tests, but I was talking to myself for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I was talking to myself, thinking I was live when I wasn't. So a lot of the analysis went into the ether somewhere. So what I've done is to prevent this from causing any more damage by accidentally put it in a machine or trying to boot from it, I formatted the boot drive sector. I wiped with zeros using some software I've got, and I've left the other partitions intact, which is the documents drive and the CVS drive, and because the plan of action now is, I've got quite a few of these Seagate drives actually, which I use for backup. This is one that was in the other partition, which contains the actual backup image for the boot drive, which I've erased from this drive, right? So it's in an Aconis secure zone, which is a special partition where the image is stored. So this drive is in good health. There's nothing wrong with it. So my only obstacle at the moment, until I received the new motherboard, which I paid for tonight, by the way, the only obstacle at the moment is replacing the boot drive. Now I went through my stash of drives and I came across this drive that's in here right now, and this drive has got a bunch of my live streams which I did in 2017 archived, and this is another 160 gigabyte drive, this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically transfer all the backup data that's on this drive that I want to save onto my Blu-ray discs. So I'm going to put them on Blu-ray. I'm going to burn the data onto Blu-ray discs. That'll free up this drive, and I can format this drive and use this as the boot drive for the backup computer. Obviously this drive is going to remain as it is. It'll contain my documents and the other files on there what I need to recover back onto this drive once I have partitioned it off, and obviously I'll have a boot sector area, C boot sector, and then I'll have drive E, F, G on this one. I'll partition that later on, and then I'll transfer the data from this one across from the drive caddy over to this machine at a later stage, right? So anyway, obviously, yeah, so I've just waited for the motherboard as well, but I can't obviously do anything until I get the motherboard. I also can't do anything until I get this boot drive restored from the chronicity image which I've got backed up. I've also got some Macrium backups. Oh, incidentally, this backup drive which contains my live streams from 2017, guess what else is on there? Guess what else is on there? The early image, the early backup boot image of this machine. And it's not in an secure zone. So yeah, that's even better, because it means that when I burn all the data off this drive, I'm going to stick it on Blu-ray disc. I'll also make burn the image onto a Blu-ray disc, or I can transfer it across on my main computer, and then I can restore it to this drive as a boot image. So that's even better. I might actually go back to that earlier image, because the early images, there's less chance of it having corruption on it. Because you see, nowadays it's not easy to, well, with XP, it's not easy to run Windows updates and get all the patches and everything these days, because Windows XP is no longer supported. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably restore from the earlier image. I'll check it out and see what's missing and what isn't missing, and yeah. So we're winning slowly. We're getting there. So I thought I'd just give you a heads up on what I found so far. But I can confirm that 95% positive that drive is the culprit, because I can't see anything else that could have caused it. Because as I say, it blue screened my Windows 7 as well on this main machine. It could have caused serious damage to that motherboard on there. So yeah. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll keep you posted. Right, toodaloo.